So when I started my own business, Defined AutoWorks, I always wanted to provide full-blown racing technology to people who even use it on the street. But now, through Defined AutoWorks, we can provide anybody with that same experience. And that's really what a four-rotor is. It's an experience. And anywhere you go, you're taking Le Mans with you. The sound is identical to the 787B. And the third gen's already, some of it is amazing. The stock third gen is great, but if you put even wider bodywork on it and you get even a bigger road presence than it already had, it kind of looks a little bigger than life at that point, you know, the big wings and everything. It's all 100% functional, but when you see it coming, it has that impact immediately. And, you know, you're not going to forget it, especially once it goes by and you hear the sounds that it's making. You have a car like this that only weighs 2,400 pounds. It's almost as light as a Miata, but has over 700 horsepower at the crank, which puts it into power to weight levels closer to cars that usually have 1,000 horsepower. And you know, you really can't drive a four-rotor Rx7 anywhere unless you have some extra time on your hands, because somebody, when you get out of that car, is going to follow you and ask you a million questions because it sounds so unlike anything else on the road. Because there's only a handful. There's only a handful of four-rotor powered Rx7s in the United States, and there's even only a handful across the entire world, so it's not commonplace. My particular Rx7 is using no electronic aids whatsoever. The only electronic part on it is the fuel injection system. Other than that, the steering is non-power. The brakes are a competition twin-cylinder with you know, Daytona prototype calipers that are non-power assist. The transmission is a dog box Hewland transmission that allows for clutchless upshifts, and it's all very mechanical and gated feeling. You feel the metal on metal in the shifter. You feel every single bump in the road. So it's more out of like a 1968 Can-Am car as far as the method of how it was assembled. Very light, very powerful, very simple, and that gives you an experience that's completely visceral. The insanely fast response of the engine. Everything inside the motor was thought out with the least amount of rotational mass possible. So when you hit the throttle, it revs faster than some superbikes. It's instantaneous throttle response.
Noise is what's amazing. By far my favorite
this video, we didn't answer everything on a technical basis on what a 4-rotor is, where you can get a 4-rotor, how much it costs, and the different configurations that you can put it into. But we are going to make a completely separate video just for that and answer all those questions in depth. Drop a comment below if you have a next question for our upcoming videos, and don't forget to like and subscribe.